I mean, difference for me now is the one thing that I love about people. But when you are, I know when I was growing up, that feeling different was like the worst feeling. You wanted to feel like everybody else. So do you think it was the adoption that made you feel different, or do you think it was something more internal that came from that?
No, I think it was both, eh? It's definitely the fact of your adoption. Because why didn't they want you in the first place? You know, why would why would a young guy of 18 get a girl pregnant of 23, and the same two people marry a year and a month later, and they have 3 more boys? You know, what was it about you that they didn't want, and the other 3 they wanted, type of thing? And you don't have the coping tools to you don't have the coping tools to deal with that type of thing. It's just life has to teach you, you know, how to deal with that type of thing through the many things that happen to you.
There's so many people, that is such an intrinsic, I mean, just hearing that just makes me feel, breaks my own heart. But did you speak to them about it? Did you ever go back to your parents and ask them, or did you just have to completely let go of it?
When I found out that what happened to me, they had passed away, both of them, you know. So it happened that I walked into a bookshop in this little town of Hermanus once, and there was this old bookseller, and he said, "I look familiar." And I said, "No, I can't look familiar. I've never belonged to family." And he said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, I was adopted, like so many other people." It's one thing I've never self-indulged, you know, since I've done what I've been doing. I've always sort of like got on with it. When you find a sense of purpose outside of your own hurt in life, when you start living outwardly, there's tremendous healing, and as I said to you a while ago, you know, there's something inside of you way beyond the adoption or the rejection or the abandonment that is intact. And if you return to that and you connect with that again, it is your passport out of your dilemma, whatever your dilemma is. So you just go a bit deeper. And then that sense of, oh, poor me, it just doesn't feature anymore. You sort of like disempower all emotions that would disqualify you.
I think you're special because not so many people can go a different way. I mean, I wasn't put up for adoption. I had other issues, but I had years of therapy to even get me to a place to find meaning outside of myself. So you're special. And there was something you said that I heard when you said, there is more than what my circumstances dictated. I am not the product of a man and a woman getting together and making a mistake. Did you feel you were a mistake?
You know, when you're small and you don't have the coping mechanisms to deal with this type of thing, and you don't have the maturity, then you feel like a mistake, because normality would dictate a father and a mother and children, and you're outside of that, and you have to find normality in your own abnormality. But it takes it, you know. I mean, what's the options that one faces, Laura? You either stay in your misery, and your thoughts are all toxic, and you blame and you shame, and you just go around and around in your hurt, and you make everybody miserable around you, yourself the most, or you find light. You know, I love the Chinese saying, instead of fighting the darkness, light a candle. One can get so involved with the psychology, you know, of what your problem is, but it doesn't take you a flippin' millimeter forward, or in your case, an inch in Britain forward. you still sit, or you find that light. And that light is that you do belong. That light is that you do have a purpose. And it's not profound, it's not like, oh, God has a plan for you in life. You must just find this purpose. It's not like that. Your purpose is kindness. Your purpose is living for something beyond yourself, whatever that purpose is. Whatever your purpose is God's purpose for you. It's not a difficult thing, you don't even have to be religious to know that. It's a sense of belonging, a sense of seamless oneness with something bigger than you. And that is your passport forward. You stop the self-indulgence, and you stop looking at other people and finding mistakes and judgment in other people, and you just get on with it. You just get on with it.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of Flip It. And if you did, I'd be hugely grateful if you could rate, review, and subscribe. Because together, we can discover and share more stories and voices that deserve to be heard. And if you are feeling stuck in the same old story, personally or professionally, I'd love to help you craft a narrative that reflects your true potential and unlocks new possibilities. You can find me at flipitglobal.com or via any of my social media handles linked in the show notes below.